Welcome to this week's 5 Minutes of Revelation, and today in those 5 minutes I want to tell you that the safest place you can be in this world is right in the middle of God's will for your life. See, because chances are that you've been scared at some point in your life. And if you look around, then it's usually the things that are bigger than us that scare us, maybe things that are stronger than us, maybe things that are people that are smarter than us, maybe you've been intimidated by people that are prettier than you are. See, whatever it is that scares you, I want to tell you today that you shouldn't be scared of that. It's not how big or how strong they are. It's not how powerful, how smart they are, how good looking they maybe are. It's none of that. Because if you're right in the middle of God's will for your life, that means that you have God on your side. And let me tell you that God is stronger, that God is bigger, that God is smarter, that God is prettier, that God is all these things and even greater than any circumstance, than any person that can stand in your way. And that's why when you are in the middle of God's will for your life, God is with you, God is in you, His values are being lived through you. That means that Him being in you, He makes you stronger, He makes you better, He makes you smarter, He makes you prettier, He blesses you with all these things, that you turn out to be much greater than your circumstances, you turn out to be much greater than those people around you, and that's why you don't have to fear them anymore. See, God told me this a few weeks ago. He said, where you are weak, I will make you strong. And where you are already strong compared to the rest of this world, I will make you even stronger. So God takes you from where you are, and if you get Him involved, if you get Him into your life, He just makes you so much better at everything, that you excel at everything you do, and that you are the best in your area, the best at what you do, always having success in everything you do, and always blessed. And that's why when you are with God, when you're hearing His voice and doing what He puts on your heart, when you hear what He has to say about your situation and do what He tells you to do, say what He tells you to say, then you are in the safest place you could be. See, because some people think, well, if I stay at home, cuddled up under my blanket, that's surely the safest place I can be. No one can touch me there, nothing can bother me there. There I'm truly safe. But if you're under your blanket, cuddled up, and God told you to be somewhere else at that time, then you are in danger. That there, right there under your blanket, you are in danger. Whereas if God told you to be on the highest mountain somewhere, in the biggest danger, people would think, you are a lot more safer on that mountain than you are cuddled up in your bed, because you're in the middle of God's will. God is able to protect you, to take care of you, and He can take care of you much better than you can take care of yourself. He's a lot more faithful to you than you are faithful to yourself. Get that in you. He's a lot more faithful to you than you are faithful to yourself. And by that I mean, when you do something good for yourself to keep you healthy, to keep you blessed, to keep you well, you do these things and you are faithful in that way to yourself. But God is even more faithful, because every second, every minute, every moment, He's just out to bless you. And if you live alongside Him, if you let Him into your life, then He can bless you and provide for you and restore you, give you health, give you peace, give you joy, every good thing, every minute, every second, every moment, a lot more than you could get yourself in your whole lifetime. So be in the middle of God's will for your life. But how can you get into this? How can I know that I'm in the middle of God's will for my life? Well, I'm glad you asked, because it's really simple. It just means that you hear from God and follow His voice. But how can I hear from God? Well, first of all, the Bible is His Word. You need to get into His Word and read it. He might not tell you what to do exactly in your situation, but by simply focusing on Him, focusing on His Word, your spirit gets opened, your ears, your spiritual ears get wide, and all of a sudden you can receive direction from Him. And oftentimes it won't be a big spectacular voice. It will just be a knowing on the inside of you. It will be on your heart. Something you just know to do. You just know it's the right thing to do right now. And that's most of the time God speaking to you. It's the small voice on the inside of you. And at the beginning you will only hear it when you get quiet and listen to it. When you get quiet and think about, well, what is this voice on the inside telling me? What feeling? It's not really a feeling, it's a knowing on the inside. But what is this telling me to do? Where is this telling me to go? Because this small voice on the inside, that is God talking to you right now. And one more thing I want to tell you about this, that God is love, and whatever He does is in peace. So check this voice. And if this voice is the voice of love, if this voice is the voice of peace, and it's something you have peace about, you know it's the right thing to do on the inside, your heart is telling you that it's the right thing to do, then you can go and do it and know that it is the will of God for your life. Because He is speaking to you. His voice is on the inside of you, constantly speaking. All you need to do is get quiet and listen to it. And the more you practice it, the more you will be certain that it is God's voice. The more you will know that it is God's word. And if you're not 100% sure if it's God's word or not, you can always go back to His word and check it out there. Is this one with the word? Or does the word say something completely different? See, because when this voice on the inside tells you to go and steal something, you can know it's not God's will for your life. It's not God's word. It's not God speaking to you. Because the Bible tells you to not steal. Or if this voice is telling you to hurt someone or to not live in love, then you can know that this is not God's word, because God's word is love. He is love, and His words, His direction is the direction of love. But you will realize if you get quiet and really listen for this voice, it won't tell you to do these things. It will only tell you to do things of love, things that you have peace about, and the right things for your life. Because this voice on the inside of you will tell you where to go, what to do, to get you right in the middle of God's will, and so that God can bless you in everything you do. So you don't need to be scared any longer. Whatever your circumstances, no matter how dangerous your job might be, no matter how smart all the people around you might be, how pretty they might be, how big or strong and intimidating they might be, you are in the safest place you could be if you're in the middle of God's will for your life, if you're hearing His voice and obeying it. And that's what I want to encourage you to do today. Get quiet, hear His voice, then go and do it, and He will bless you beyond your imagination. So take this with you, be blessed by that. Don't forget to read your chapter a day, and I'll see you again next week.